All right, lesson 3.3 is all about variables on both sides of the equation. Now, we have a few rules here, recalls and reviews, but what we're going to do, we're just going to jump right into some examples because I think that's the best way to sort of talk about these. Okay, what we're going to do is we want to put everything that's the same on one side and then the other stuff that's the same on the other side. Maybe that's a little confusing, but we're going to put all the letters on the left side and all the numbers on the right side. So just remember, left begins with an L, so does letters. So we're going to move the letters to the left. So if it's a letter, we're always going to move it to the left. Okay, here we go. So this is a letter, so it's going to stay on this side. So 7n stays here. Now, this is a -5. This is a number. We need to move him to the right side of the equation. Now remember, when you change sides, you got to change the sign. So this is now +5 over here. Now let's go through. We have a letter here, don't we? So we're going to move him to the left side of the equation. Now this was a +10. Now it's a -10n. And the 13 is going to stay there. Now let's recopy what we have with everything mixed around. First, we have the 7n. We didn't move him. -10n. Equal sign is in the middle. Let's divide the equation in half. Next we had 13. That stayed on the right. And then the -5 came over, became a +5. All right. Now 7 minus 10n, this is -3n. That's equal to 13 plus 5, which is 18. And now this looks like every equation we've been doing up to this point. Like I said before, these follow a pattern and they always end up looking the same. So let's bring the -3 over here, divide by -3, and since I ran out of room, I'll move up here. N is equal to -6. We're going to do another one that looks just like that right here. Okay. Letters to the left. 5n is a letter. Stays there. -2 comes over here, becomes +2. Equal sign is next. Let's go ahead and divide our equation in half. This 3n comes over here because letters to the left. It was a +3n. When I bring it to the left, it becomes a -3n. And then the +6 is going to stay here. Now let's go down on the next level, copy down everything we have. 5n on the left, -3n on the left, 6 plus 2. So we have 5n minus 3n, which is 2n, and 6 plus 2, which is 8. The last step to wrap this up, let's bring the 2 over, divide by the 2. And since I ran out of room, I'll move up here. N is equal to 4. Maybe it would be helpful if whenever we move things from one side to another, if we cross them out whenever we move them. So we know that they're gone whenever we try to write the things down. Let's try that with this example. Remember, letters to the left. The 8y stays. The +4 is going to go. So let's move him over here. Notice how I drew a little slash through the +4? Comes over here, becomes a -4. The 11y, we're going to slash him out, bring him over here. It was a +11y, now it's a -11y. The 17 stays, -17. So let's recopy everything over here that doesn't have slashes. We have 8y minus 11y. Up here, -17 minus 4. And let's go ahead and divide our equation in half because we're going to start moving stuff around here. 8 minus 11, -3y equals -17 minus 4, which is -21. Let's take the -3, bring it over here, divide by -3. And I'll move up here for the answer. Y is equal to 7. Okay. Let's try another example that looks like that. M minus 1 and 9m plus 15. Remember, letters on the left. So the m stays, the -1 is going to come over here, become plus 1. Now, the 9m is going to come over here, become a negative 9m. And the 15 will stay. Okay, so let's recopy what we didn't X out. M minus 9m is equal to 15 plus 1. 1 minus 9 is negative 8m is equal to 15 plus 1, which is 16. Last step, 8 comes over. Divide by negative 8. That's a negative 8 that came over. 16 divided by negative 8. M is equal to negative 2. Okay. Now, yesterday, we learned about, or I guess in the previous lesson, we learned about equations that have parentheses. And the way we get rid of the parentheses are using the distributive property. So let's do that first. So 5 times 2x, we have 10x plus 5 times 1, which is 5. That's equal to 10x, which I just recopied from the other side. Now remember, letters to the left, numbers to the right. So this is already on the left, that's fine. This number has to come over here, become negative 5. And this 10x needs to come over here, become negative 10x. This example